Alright, we got us a coolant leak, and we have had for some time. Up here on this flange, there's 2 bolts, and I believe there's an O-ring inside of there. That's what I'm finding from reading online. People are calling it the thermostat O-ring or the thermostat housing or whatever, but looked at a couple different options at Advanced Auto, and none of them said for sure where the application was or where it had to go, but they all just look like O-rings. That's what everybody was saying was O-rings, so we're going to give that a shot. See, I've got my coolant running out here right now, draining. Hopefully I don't drain entirely the whole system, but we'll see. And it looks like my kids are... Hey! We're not fighting over that. Really? Really? Why don't you put that down? Why don't you put that down? Okay, so anyway, we're getting the coolant draining out, and then we'll get that fitting broke loose and replace the O-ring, and then probably also put some RTV gasket just as a backup. But you can see it's just a real slow seep, and it comes out and it runs down the hose here, and then it drips right here on the bottom of the hose. It's been like that since I bought the truck. I just never really paid much attention, but yesterday I came out and it seemed like it was dripping faster than normal. So, you know, it's just a responsibility sort of thing. Need to go ahead and get it fixed. The bolts, I think, hopefully I can get to that bottom one here, and hopefully the top one is a really easy job. I might have to pull my serpentine belt. It kind of looks like the serpentine belt's kind of in the way up there. Sorry. But I'll start looking at that now. But it should just be, like I said, 2 bolts in and out. Should be relatively easy once I can get to it. So it looks like the top bolt's going to be easy enough. That's this one right here. That's really easy to reach down in there as long as I can get room to move the wrench or the ratchet. The bottom side should be the same. It'll be a little bit of a fight to have to reach up from underneath. I think I can get it. So let's go ahead and get that one popped off here and at least just get a start on it. It's still draining out, taking its sweet time. So let's go ahead and pop this loose and try to get started. All right, looks like we're just about drained out. And man, the guy at the auto parts store, he nailed it. He said the total volume of the system is about 8 gallons. And he said, no, you know, just drain it out like that. You're not going to get it all. So he only sold me 4 gallons, and that's pretty well spot on. We're about 3.5 in that bucket, and a little bit in the bottom of that bucket. I've moved that bucket on. I went ahead and loosened my bolts, and when I did, I loosened the bottom bolt, and it started running down the hose, making the leak worse, essentially. A little bit of volume in there, plus I was down a little bit, so I think 4 gallons is going to be just about spot on. But I got the bolts broke loose. I loosened the serpentine belt. Probably didn't really have to, but I just kind of wanted to because I love that it's so easy. It's just a spring-loaded tensioner. The top bolt had to get a little cheat on it. A little cheater bar on there, but I got it broke loose just fine. Top bolt, where am I pointing at? This top bolt down there. That top bolt. There. Had to put a little cheater bar on it, but I got it broke loose. Bottom one I was able to muscle loose myself. But anyway, now that it's done draining, then I'm going to take those bolts out, pull that flange off, clean up the faces real good, swap that O-ring out, put the RTV on, and slap it back together and fill it up. Alright, so we got our old fitting off, and the O-ring doesn't look too bad really, but you can see there's some rust and gunk around it. It looks like there's a little notch in it right there. That very well could be where it was leaking and weeping. But anyway, we'll get this one pulled off. What?
Can I put the snail in my water?
Yes, by all means, put the snail in your water. So anyway, we'll get that pulled off, brush all that up real nice and clean. Looks like there used to be a little bit of sealant of some sort around the edge there. You can kind of see it going around the bolt hole. But we'll get that scraped up, brushed up real clean, get our new O-ring on, some RTV on there, and get her slapped back in place. Alright, well there's our old O-ring. She was pretty dry rotted and cracked. It just basically broke when I tried to pull it off there. I didn't do anything dangerous to it, but really dry rotted, so it just cracked and that chunk fell out of it. Got this all brushed up, cleaned up, got my new O-ring on there. So I'll put a little line of RTV around the outside edge, and then I don't know how quick this stuff sets. Not super fast, but I'll go ahead and get this bolted up, and then we'll see how she looks. Alright, so we got her slapped back on. You can see it squished some of that RTV out a little bit. That's how it's supposed to work. I got my serpentine belt put back on. Like I said, I really didn't have to take it off. Maybe it helped me have a little bit of space in there to loosen it, but you know, it's super easy. Those bolt heads, by the way, were 10 millimeter? Yes, 10 millimeter. In case y'all are looking and want to know, quick cheat on it. But like I said, super easy on and off. So I've got it squished down right now. The directions on the RTV say to give it an hour for it to start to dry and cure, and then torque it down the rest of the way. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in and have some lunch, you know, get a kid or two down for a nap, I think. Then I'll come back out and I'll torque it up the rest of the way. Really, the RTV is a backup. You know, if the O-ring does its job, then the RTV doesn't matter. So I could probably just go ahead and squish it down now and say the hell with it. But if I'm going to do that, then what was the point of ever putting it on in the first place? So anyway, like I said, for now it's done. So we'll give it an hour to cure up. It says it needs a full 24 hours before you actually fill it with fluid and test. But I think I'm going to be needing the truck this afternoon. So I'm probably going to cheat there. Hopefully, like I said, the O-ring will hold for at least 24 hours, and then the RTV will get its full cure. So I don't really have, any doubt. I think the O-ring's going to do just fine. Or the gasket, if you will. It was a square edge gasket, not actually technically an O-ring, but fit on there nice. I think it'll do the job just fine. So anyway, let's just call this the end of the video. All I got to do is torque up those bolts and put the coolant back in, and she'll be good to go.